Hello everyone, this is Serious Trivia. Welcome to a brand new series on Tale of Immortal, or 鬼谷八荒. Now previously we played this game when it was first released in early access. It's still in early access, but there's been many updates and we have sort of given up on our original playthrough where we got to, I believe, 悟道, which is pretty high up. We didn't go all the way to Ascension yet, but I think we're about 3 steps away. And I decided that we want a fresh start because that was more of my first exploratory attempt at the game. Now we understand the game mechanic a lot better, and we're gonna try a new character. We were a guy last time, and this time we're gonna play as a girl. We're gonna roleplay a bit more. We're gonna kind of gear the game towards how I was playing the game, just a little bit smarter. I'm a pretty selfish player. I'm not here to get married, care about our sect. We're about personal strength, we're about how strong we are as the individual. So let me introduce to our character here. I already set up all the traits. I've already set up all the, backstory and our beginning stats. I'm just going to introduce that to you guys and we'll jump right into the game. So our character's name is 南关涅槃. So it's a 4-character name, which is rather rare in Chinese. And that's because our surname is a 2-character surname. Nangong is our surname. Now, Nangong means the Southern Palace. And this is a random name that we rolled, or the surname part is randomized. I was randomizing the looks until we got someone who is considered, deified beauty. So the highest beauty level in the game. I think at least 900 points of charm. Basically, we look amazing. And, I agree. The downfall looking really good is when you're trying to steal items from other NPCs, they will always notice you in the crowd after you steal. So you can't get away from stealing items quietly because you look, too outstanding in the crowd. Everyone's going to turn around, turn their heads and look at you, check you out here, since we are playing as a girl. And Nangong is the part that we kind of randomized, and I like it. Nangong has kind of a royalty feel to it, the Southern Palace. There are small kingdoms during 16国, the 16 kingdom periods in Chinese history, that had Nangong as a surname for imperial clan. We're gonna say we are part of a small kingdom or remnants of one. And 涅槃 is something that I picked. So usually this phrase is used in Buddhism, and it's often used alongside 凤凰, which means phoenix. 凤凰涅槃 means the rebirth of the phoenix from the ashes after a phoenix dies. And 涅槃 obviously here means going to dust and reincarnating. And this is kind of a hint at my desired playstyle. We're going to go full on fire here, maybe lightning as well. These 2 elements are what we're going to focus on throughout the playthrough. The reason being is if we focus on one set of elements, there's usually debuff and buff stats that goes with each regular attack, and the passive you pick up during each tier, they can help you when you move on to the next tier. Or else when you keep switching styles like what we did, we went from blade to sword to finger style to plant at the end, or wood style, and then we had to relearn everything, reroll all our passives. It was kind of painful. It takes too much grinding. I think we did like around 30-40 episodes. Total playtime that we ended up showing was around maybe 20 hours, and I think I played over 80 hours on that playthrough just to grind to that point, and we're hoping to reduce some of that because that's a little bit painful. Aside from that, we are going to be selfish. So this is our personality. 中庸 means we're kind of neutral in between. This is kind, righteous, altruistic. This is like plain old evil, like think Harley Quinn, just want to see the world burn. This is selfish. So we're making decisions based on what benefits us the most. And this is just evil. So this is kind of like crazy evil, and this is just evil. We're kind of not that bad. We're just selfish. And from our other personality, so 内在性格 is like kind of your inner personality, what you kind of hide, your inner self. People don't know this. This is what you show, right? The 2 that we picked here is 权力, which is power. We love power. There's a focus on your sect from this one, And also we favor evil sects, more or unorthodox sect. And then this one is we focus on ourselves, and once again, selfish. And we also remember grudges really well. So if someone wrongs us, we'll remember them and we'll go back and revenge. So if we do develop rivals, we'll try to kill them in this playthrough. We'll probably kill more people than we did, because in the other playthrough, we didn't kill anyone. We're a very nice guy, focused on just cultivating. Now we're gonna, kind of play up to our personality here and make some enemies. So if you have trouble, pronouncing the name, because obviously I know that I'm playing this on the Chinese UI, there is an unofficial English mod, and I believe developers are trying to make an official English mod. I prefer to play it in the native language just because I understand it, and a lot of the translations, localization obviously has some errors or have some, understanding issues. So I prefer to just play it in Chinese, and I'm gonna narrate and comment over it in English and try to translate as much. So if you see Nangong Niepan and it's kind of hard to pronounce, just call us Phoenix, right? We'll go by Phoenix because that's kind of the trend. That's why we picked this red dress. They added a lot of new clothes, which is really cool, and you can like change the color, but we're gonna stick to this default one on the red. There's some really nice ones in the back, but this one kind of reminds me of a little bridal dress, but it has this like feather ornament, which kind of reminds me of Phoenix. So we're sticking with that one. In terms of our attribute, this part, after playing, I realized most of this, it does not matter, right? Every time we tier up, all these stats will go up. We can buy fruits, we can get fruits, and all our passive stats will also go up. Or our talents, basically, for each of the elements, for each of the physical weapon style or fist, palm, finger. And for these, at least the ones that are currently implemented in the game, feng shui, or the I guess feng shui is just called feng shui. It's basically reading the lay of the land, lian dan, crafting medicine, and then that one's not open, that one's not open. Farming herbs, mining ores, these you can just pick up by finding the monsters that spawn randomly. The one thing that actually matters in the game is 悟性. This is intuition. This helps when you are learning new skills, and also when you are re-rolling the attributes on skills you learned. This point is added to the talent point you have, and that's the total amount of points you can use to re-roll skills. So there is almost no way to gain this point after you move on into the game. So I decided, when we're making this character here, we're gonna make a character that maximizes 悟性. Just for reference, our other character started with 68 points and ended with 68 points right now in that playthrough. Now we are starting with 178 because the backstory that we picked for her after multiple rerolls here is, first off, 天妒英才. The heaven is jealous of our talents. So you're born with immense talent. Thus we get 30 points of intuition, right? We're a fast learner. But the price of this, also we get 20% extra qi whenever we cultivate, right? You get experience points to move on to the next tier. Every time we have some way of gaining this point, it will give us 20% more. So obviously speeds up our progress in the game. Very, very good. The price of this, the heaven is jealous of us part, is that we will lose 20 points of maximum life. So we go down 20 points of life. Not a problem, because if you remember, every time we tier up, you get a lot of time in this world, because you're trying to ascend to a point where you are immortal, essentially. That's why it's called Tale of Immortal. Therefore, as long as we get to our next tier before 54 years, we won't die. It's not going to be game over for us. So losing 20 a year doesn't hurt us at all. And we also lose 20 points of health. Now, this health is not the health in combat. This is the health in combat. This is the health that you will lose right here. If you come out of combat missing, every 10% health you lose in combat will lose you 1 point of health. And then when you lose all of your health, you also die. But the thing is, you can just go to an inn or go to your sect and heal these up. So that's not a problem either. Basically, it changes the frequency you have to go heal, which I found it's not going to be based on your health. Like, I never found myself missing this. I always found myself missing, like, say, mana. So it's not a big deal. So that's our first trait, right? We picked a red trait. Last time we picked 3 red trait because red is the rarest, but it doesn't mean it's the best, right? That's what you learn. You learn that what you want your character to have, at least what my understanding of the game is, you want a lot of intuition here. And the second skill we pick is this one, the orange one called 三清道同. Now, 三清represents 三清观, which is a Taoist mountain resort or temple. It's the name of the temple, 三清. And 三清means 3 clear. And clear here means like clarity of thought. So there's 3 areas of clarity that you're trying to meditate towards. 道同 means you were a cultivating kid working there. Like ball boy would be like 球童. 道同 would be, a little servant boy working in this temple. So basically this tells our past. This one doesn't really fit our storyline, so I think I'm going to create a backstory for her. I'll let you guys know, but note that we were working at 三清观 before. We get 40 points of intuition, even more than this one. That's why it's not always getting the red, skill. Sometimes an orange skill, which is 1 tier below, can give you more stats. You get 40 points of intuition. You get 10 points of max life for working in a Taoist temple. You get 50 points of positive or orthodox attitude towards them. So we're actually leaning towards positive in the beginning, which is the only narrative part, backstory conflict that I have with this. And our mood goes up by 20 maximum. So instead of 100 out of 100, we have 120 out of 120, which means we can study more before we lose. I think below 70 mood is when you start getting bad effects. So we get like extra 20 to work with. And then after that one, we actually picked a common trait, 书香门第, which means our family are scholars. So we had a good education growing up. So we lose 3 points of all physical damage talent because our family is more scholarly. We're not talking about how to use sabers, spears, swords, fist, palm, and finger. That's not our style. So we lose 3 points of talents each here. Now, obviously, losing talent's not great because there are passive skills that require the average of all your talents. So naturally, you actually want to boost all your talents evenly, or just maximize everything. Even though I might be just going for fire or lightning, I still would want to raise these points. So losing 3 points here each obviously hurts. But the good thing here is because we study at a young age, we get 20 points of intuition, which is why we have this 178. We got 30 here, 40 here, and 20 here. So 90 extra. That's massive, I think. So I'm going to enjoy this playthrough. And the other one here, this I feel is completely useless. You start out with like a purple movement manual. This one's kind of cool for our backstory. And these two both here. So 焚炎体. So basically here is like you get 10 points of fire, 10 points of wind, you lose 10 points of life and 5 attacks. So basically you have almost like a burning body, right? That's kind of going with our Phoenix storyline. And then arsonist at a young age, 5 points of fire talent. So I think the reroll of these 9 here for us fits us pretty well. And I think the backstory is that we come from royalty clan that's fallen on hard times, but we still kept our tradition of reading books and learning books. We were born with unnatural fire talents, which we do have a little bit of high fire talents. And we are very talented, but we grew up really sick because, the heaven is jealous of us. So our life is down, our health is down. And our parents, hoping to fix that, send us to 三清观 to become a cultivator, to learn the ways, and that helped us improve our intuition, increased our life and life expectancy, and also set us on the orthodox path. But we grew rebellious, so we've given up on that. We have ditched the sect, and we're now on our own, and we're going to embrace the dark side here. So that's kind of our backstory, and we're going to jump into game now. Yes, we're ready to go. And they're going to create the world here. Pangu is going to open up the world with his axe and lift the heaven and the earth. So I think they'll randomize 28 different sects, 30 different towns on the map. Location will be a little bit different from our last playthrough. Most of the storyline should stay the same. We weren't able to show the first storyline last time. I think we had a recording problem, so this time we actually get to see the conclusion of the first major story arc. And yeah, a lot of different encounters are added into the game periodically through the patching, so we should also see some new ones. We can also pick some different ones than the ones we picked last time. We can be a little bit more cruel because that kind of fits our personality. So yeah, this is our backstory that the game gives us based on our 3 traits. We were born with, some sort of sickness. The doctor says we won't live past 30. We were very fragile and sickly during our youth, but we have high natural talent. Anything we try to learn, we can easily understand. Then we went to Sanqingge to become a Taoist servant, and our understanding grew farther, and for some reasons unknown, teenage rebellion, we left Sanqingge, but this experience is going to make our path to cultivation go a lot smoother. Then lastly, we come from a clan that's scholarly, so we are able to read, poems and literature at a young age. All the neighbors' parents use you as a good example for their kids. But anyways, because we're so good at reading, we can understand manuals better, so intuition goes up. But because we have a sickly body, we're not good at using blades and spear. And we're playing in the back mountains. We go into a bamboo forest, and we're supposed to meet, I think, Zhang San for that Go game that will send us to this world. Yeah, we're supposed to ask him, where is this? Who are you? Is this a Go board? Or who am I? Where do I come from? Where am I supposed to go? All right, we're just skipping through these because this is exactly the same as what we did last time. All of these 3 artifact items you can start out with. These 2 are still not developed yet, so we can only go with the Pisces Jade amulet. We get 9 of these on normal difficulty, which is, we're just going to stick to normal, it's fine. And this basically revives you. We were down to one of these left last time in our playthrough. Hopefully this time we'll be a lot more careful. We know which enemies we cannot touch yet, and we'll save these for the tough times. All right, this is us. Say, what is this place? Tianyuanshan is where we're supposed to go, a mountain in the center of the world. And we're supposed to go find that place. We're going to close all tutorial just because we have experienced this already. And I think we get a tutorial battle. There is, Shachi. There's people with the killing intent up in front. Bamboo monsters. No big deal. We start all the very basic attack. Very short range. Kite. Ow. We lost 1 health. There is strong spiritual energy up ahead. 2 people battling out, 1 on the good side, 1 on the bad side. She's on the bad side, or unorthodox side. She's a Neiman user. Okay, so inner student, pretty good. Fen Ren Long Jiao. Fen usually means fire, and Ren means blade, so maybe their sect actually has the fire ability. And maybe we can go join the blade, so definitely blade. I'm not sure if they will have fire, but we can definitely go take a look. He's from Shengyun, Xingshan, just Holy Cloud Star Mountain. No idea what his sect teaches. He also uses blade. That's weird. Usually there's no overlap in the sect. Anyways, a giant dragon's gonna come ruin their duel and smite both of them. In this case, we kill him and save her. We got an invitation letter to join the sect, which we need to join the sect. The game makes it pretty hard for you to stay sectless, so we'll try to go visit the sect. That's kind of our goal here. Oh, we're supposed to go to town first, right? Get information. And off on our journey again. There's people here. We can take a look at them. See, she's sectless, and she looks pretty good too. One tier below our tier, which is pretty high. 三清道通 as well. Did we work together in 三清阁 together when we were young? How old are you? 20? I guess she would be, you know, senior of us. He's only 17. Can you believe that? 贤德后. Palm style. Okay. Also, no sect. Oh, here comes the cave. I guess we'll do it. Just tutorial missions. They're guarding a chest. Game's just trying to teach us how to play, even though it gives us this wimpy little ability. Oh, we got ourselves our first ring. Okay, so we can hold inventory now. Yeah, plus 12 inventory slots and some meds. There we go. So heal for health, heal for mana. I'm not gonna fight this one yet because we don't have a move that we want to, you know, increase our mastery of, so there's really no point. Alright, go to the bar, ask where is this mountain. He's like, I don't know, but you gotta get out of this place because this place is kind of stuck. We're in the storyline of Yishan, which is the old man moving the mountain. There's two mountains here, Taihangshan and Wangwushan, that's kind of trapping this village. There is really nothing else we can do. I don't think we have any money. Oh, we have some money. Not much. I can buy this now. It's gonna help us do our first breakthrough. Yeah, we had 1,000 on us. Right, the bar says we're supposed to go to Yucun, the village with the elder. There is Yugong himself, the old man trying to move the mountains. So every time he tries to move it, there's some creature or some magic that ruins it. So he's very stubborn about it because there is a god in the mountain looking at, you know, the village. And the god is not a monster, you know, in this case, they're confused. The god is simply helping them because the outside world is dangerous and they're trying to protect the village with the spells sealing the mountain in. And this is kind of the famous line from this story, which comes from the Book of Mountain and Sea, where Yugong is trying to move the mountain, and it says, if I die, my son will continue, and his son will continue, and there's one day we'll finally move this mountain away. And this story, although it's fictional and it's designed to tell the story of human determination against nature, is actually being done today, I guess. It's been done already today. There is an old man in China. I forgot what province he's from, but his family actually did try to carve out a path from a mountain because they're in a very remote mountain village, and they were actually able to do it. And I read this story maybe a couple months ago. I'll try to look it up. If I find a link, I might link it to the description below, but it's kind of the modern day version of Yugong Yishan. It's pretty cool. Alright, so we can talk to both of them. He's on the side saying that this monster is probably protecting them. Right, he understands that even though we can't leave, it also means people can't come in, and they're just simple humans, whereas a lot of people outside are cultivators like us. So if we come in and, you know, the village would get wiped. Now, we're asking him where can we find the creature that set the seal. He doesn't really know. Talk to the old man. He's like, oh, you're a cultivator. You come here to pass the mountains? Yes, you've been here many years. How do you get out? Well, every few years there's a young man like you or young lady like you who's trying to go to the outside world. But it's not just you. We all want to go to the outside world. I've been leading my family and other villagers trying to carve into the mountains. But there is a creature who can control the, you know, plants and rocks in the mountains, and they've been blocking us. Anytime we move some rock, the next day when we go up to the mountain, these rocks will reappear. So if we can't kill this monster, we can't leave. So we need someone like you who's strong to help us defeat this monster. And you go like, someone who can control everything in the mountain sounds like a mountain god. Alright, so we're gonna go make a trip to this mountain. And we end our days. So this game runs in a day system. Every month has 30 days here. Once we run out of days, we have to basically take a turn. And during this end turn, the world get refreshed and we'll take a new look at where things are in the next month. So we bumped into this gentleman here. We don't really know, right? Mo means he's a stranger to us. And he's human, no sect. He's offering us a gift. Maybe because he's also a sensing Dalton, right? Another fellow Taoist ball boy from that temple. This is not bad. Increase our defense by 2 for 20 seconds. We can sell it for 36 spirit stones each. So we'll take it. Make a friend here. And the world will update, all the NPC positions will change and so forth. You can see that here, the guy who just gave us that item spawned next to us. Alright, here's the cave. There is a strong magical formation inside, forming the nature with the humans. We're in the center of this formation, so we can move, but if you try to leave the boundaries, you can't. We found this hidden cave, so let's go explore it. There is this flashing shadow. Someone comes to attack us. It is a Wuluo. It's a mythical creature from the Book of Mountain and Seas. And here, we beat her before in our other gameplay because you can kite. If you can kite well, you can definitely beat her. But I'm gonna try to lose to her because I believe you don't actually lose a life and you actually get rewarded for losing to her. I have no idea how we beat her the first time. Oh, I guess if we just keep dodging, it's definitely doable. But right now, I'm just not gonna try. I'll try to pick up money. At this point, these money are actually worth something because we're so poor. Yeah, we'll pretend to put up an effort. Oh, we're losing. So if this keeps up, we're gonna lose for sure. We must try to escape. This is Wu Luo. She's like ... It's not chasing us. Let's get out. We become heavily wounded. We lose 30% max health for the next 6 months. That's fine. Alright, we got the money, which is basically what we got out of this. At my current condition, we can't beat him. Let's go back to the town. Or beat her. So it's teaching us to rest. We gotta spend 50 and 5 days, 50 currency and 5 days of rest to heal up everything. Now we need to find a spot with a lot of ling qi or spirit energy to gather, qi to help us cultivate. So we're gonna do that next. Look at that pile of energy right here given to us for free. 400 points. And you're just gonna spend a couple days, I think 5 days. Yep, 5 days. We got 494 points, but the next bottleneck for us is 260. So we're in a bottleneck and we're supposed to use what we bought earlier to push us through. So if you look at our cultivation tier, we're supposed to go from this tier all the way up to here. In our previous attempt, we got to here. And these are semi-repetitive. I mean, they change up the final conditions a little bit between each one and give you different monsters to fight, but the process is very similar. You go through 2 bottleneck, 260 for the first one here, and we're supposed to get another 1,340 to get to the next bottleneck. You have to eat one of these pills or done at each bottleneck to move on. In this case, we are at this point. We put that in, chew on it, and we get stats, right? So we get attack, defense, max health, max mana, max fortitude, which is what you spend to eat pills or medicine when you are in combat, crit chance, crit defense, and we're supposed to go buy ourselves a manual to learn something. And then when you tier up the final one here, there's these requirements here, and if we go for like the maximum, we need 3 of these for 6 ingredients. We need all 6 of these spirit soul stones, like elemental soul stones, to tier up. And once we do tier up, we will get extra life expectancy. So you can also think of this, you know, the heavens jealous of us, and we're trying to cultivate in order to stay alive. Alright, there should be a shop that now opens up, Langya, where they keep manuals, and we can buy one of these manuals to learn. Now, the thing is, because our earth element is actually our highest element right now, they're offering us a lot of earth element skills, which I'm okay with. You know, we can learn these and just, you know, learn something else afterward. This is wind. This is wind as well. I think we just go for earth. This one shoots... We can take a look at it. This one's a basic attack. Dumps 3 rocks. Not bad. The range is not great, but the damage okay. And we'll buy it, unless this one's any cooler. Visually a lot cooler. And if we can't move in this mode. What about these? These are specials. These cost mana to use. Ooh, I like that. Meteorite. The range is very small. You can see the... Reset the cooldown. We can't hit here. That's the limit of our cast. Huh. It's only around you. Doesn't matter where I click. We're gonna go wind. Okay, so we have the manuals, we have to learn them, which is where our intuition should come in handy. It's a mini game. Oh, I should have clicked on Don't Remind again. These will move super slowly because our intuition is super high. You want to left click the blue ones and right click any red ones that show up. Mood goes down, money goes down. And we learned it. It's a simple skill, so 1 attempt. There's not enough days left in the month. It takes 15 days to learn a book, or learn it once. Sometimes you don't even get the maximum. You know, you have to learn it again if you only learn X% of it. All right, Don't Remind Me again. Oh, this intuition speed is so nice. Yeah, I think building high intuition is like the way to go in this game. Alright, now we have our 2 skills, we can go back and challenge her. After we spent the month here. Let's fight. I'm just gonna use this. Oh, she transforms into her monster form. I got help. Oh, don't step on that, I guess. Don't have enough range. Holding on for this cooldown. Got her. Alright, we have beaten her. She's transformed back to her human kind. She's looking at us without any emotions. She cannot resist. Do we kill her or do we ask her how to leave? So, personality-wise, we don't have to kill her. She didn't wrong us, right? She didn't chase after us, and we are selfish, not evil. So we want to ask about how do we leave, because that's most beneficial to us. So I'm not here to hurt you. I'm just here to look for a way out. Doesn't say anything. You have ways of moving rocks and, you know, plants in this mountain. You must have a way to let me out. Doesn't say anything. She runs away, leaves behind a book. And we read the book, understand what's been going on. So for us to solve the problem, we must find the 100-year-old tree monster, take its soul, and we're supposed to go there to kill him. So we're going to end our episode here. Pretty much set up our character. We're going to finish the storyline, get ourselves out of here, go to that sect that we got the invitation from, join the sect, finally buy some proper manuals for fire, and wind, you know, is synergetic with fire a little bit if you think about it. You blow the wind, fire gets stronger and so forth. And we'll come back to it next time. Hopefully you guys enjoy this new one, and we'll see you guys not tomorrow, day after tomorrow. And until then, bye!